Coming up on Look Today, Bob Turner, former chair of Saratoga City Charter Review Commission, has requested another FOIL with the Saratoga County Board of Supervisors. I've got details. And local land trust organizations receive grant money from the New York Environmental Protection Fund. I've got those details. Plus, Sustainable Saratoga, in collaboration with the Department of Public Works, prepares for a tree planting event this weekend in Saratoga. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. On tonight's program, I sit down with Patricia Nugent. She's an editor of a book called Before They Were Our Mothers. And we're joined by Joyce Hunt Bouye. She's a writer who contributed to this book. And they're here to talk about a very unique storyline and an upcoming reading that's happening May 12 at Northshire Bookstore in Saratoga. I also sit down with Kim Sopcich. Now, she's Executive Director of the Family Service Association of Glens Falls. And we're joined by Jim Goodspeed. He's Race Director for the Glens Falls 5K Rotary Corporate Race. And they're here to talk about the association's mission and this fundraiser to benefit it. Plus, we got your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, we've got these headline stories. In our lead story, a Freedom of Information Law request has been resubmitted to the Saratoga County Board of Elections by Bob Turner, who's a former chair of last year's Saratoga Charter Review Commission. Now, Bob is requesting digital records from last year's ballot count. Now, as you may recall, the proposal to change a form of government in Saratoga lost by a margin of just 10 votes out of 9,000. Former members of last year's Charter Review Commission submitted the first FOIL, which was denied. It has since been ruled by the New York State Supreme Court that ballots are public records. Well, Bob Turner was here today, and we spoke to him about this.
In the initial ruling by Judge Nolan in our FOIL request, he suggested that the FOIL law did not apply, and the Saratoga County Board of Elections had agreed with that. Well, now they don't have a legal leg to stand on, and so we've refiled our FOIL to get copies of all the electronic records of the ballots to make sure that the count was correct.
Well, as we have from the very beginning, we will be keeping you up to date on any developments on this issue. In other news, local organizations have received thousands of dollars in grant from New York's Environmental Protection Fund. Now, the organizations to receive this include Friends of the IBA, the Lake George Land Conservancy, and Saratoga Plan. Well, the funding is part of a $2.3 million that were given out to 51 not-for-profit land trusts across the state. Well, we'll have Lori LaFond and Saratoga Plan on for interviews next week to talk about this funding. Switching from news to weather, can you say the word rain? It's better than snow, trust me. And it looks like we're going to get more of it in the coming days. Let's see how the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thanks, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser with your first look weather update here on Look TV. Here's our national satellite and radar. On this Wednesday evening, this low pressure system is advancing into our area. So we're looking at a wet forecast not only for Wednesday night, but heading into Thursday as well. We've been experiencing plenty of rainfall over the last couple of days, and we can see a more tighter view. A bulk of showers moving through Albany from earlier today. Here's a more local view. You can see we've had some wet weather earlier in the day, and could we experience wet weather into the evening hours? Possible. Low pressure in that included frontal boundary making its way towards the north. Also, the secondary low pressure system heading into our area from the west. So we're looking at a little bit of a wet pattern heading into Thursday as well as Thursday night. Showers will likely be in the forecast and may see a 10 to a quarter inch of rain. 48 the expected low. Heading into your out-the-door forecast on this Thursday, 50% chance of showers throughout the 7 through 9 a.m. hours. as we keep the upper 40s during that time frame. So you're going to need those umbrellas during the day on Thursday, and we're seeing those scattered showers throughout the day, not just in the early morning hours. May see a 1/10 to a 1/4 inch of rain, highs in the mid-50s, west wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Beyond that, we could see additional shower chances for both Friday and Saturday. Highs in the lower 60s, though. Overnight lows in the mid-40s heading into Saturday morning, 36 for Sunday morning. Then the sun will be out for Sunday and Monday. Highs in the lower 50s Sunday, lower 60s for early next week. That was your first look weather update on Look TV. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser. Now sending you back to you, Jesse.
Gotta love that. Thanks for watching! Exclamation point. Back to the news. Well, Sustainable Saratoga's Urban Forestry Project is preparing for a tree planting event. It's going to happen this weekend in Saratoga, and it will take place at High Rock Park. Now, it's in collaboration with the Department of Public Works. The biannual urban forestry tree planting started in 2014 and has since then planted, guess what, over 200 trees. Well, 25 more are going to be planted on Saturday. We spoke to Tom Denny. He's chair of the Urban Forestry Project for Sustainable Saratoga.
We've been doing it since 2014, and we'll be planting 25 trees with probably 100 volunteers. This will be our 225th tree that we get in the ground over the last 4 years, and we've worked closely with the city's DPW and the city and their urban forestry management plan and goals, and the trees pay the city back and the residents back in so many ways, from energy savings to environmental things to beauty to wildlife habitat.
Great project. Up next, I sit down with Patricia Nugent. Now, she's the editor of a new book named Before They Were Our Mothers. And we're joined by Joyce Hunt-Bouye. She's a writer who contributed to the book. And they're here to talk about this very unique concept and storyline and the upcoming reading that's happening May 12th, Saturday, Northshire Books in Saratoga. You really want to see this interview. I also sit down with Kim Sopcich. She's Executive Director, Family Service Association of Glens Falls. And we're joined by Jim Goodspeed. He's race director of the Glens Falls 5K Rotary Corporate Race. And they're here to talk about the association's mission in the community and this fundraiser that supports it. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a couple of lookouts. Just quickly, this Sunday is the Beatles cruise on Lake George, and it's 5 to 7 p.m. And I was talking to Jonathan Newell today, who is the organizer person behind it, and also the lead member of Across the Pond, the Beatles band, has performed. But there'll be a dance company and a string quartet. It's almost sold out. So please check it out. You can go to mystrand.org or something like that. You'll find it. Strand Theater, Hudson Falls, and see if you can get tickets. It's really quite an event. And secondly, a kind of a personal thing, but we were talking about it here today. And more and more, wherever I go, people thank us for the contribution we're making to the community. Now, I don't want this to sound self-serving at all. I mean, we came up with a new concept called Your Look, where we're playing videos from clients. But it's always related to the community. But it's very rewarding to hear from people that someone said we were a gem. You know, we work very hard around here to try to make a contribution to the community with local news, events and information and entertainment that we think is valuable to you. So at any rate, that's it. We appreciate it. That's all the time we have. And tonight is the Saratoga City Council meeting. Don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.